Anandasangaree, he's not the immigration minister, but he says that our immigration system is the bestest ever. You can't even believe how good it is. You can't even get enough of it. It's the best. You won't even believe it. Okay. And then we've got Michelle Rempel actually telling him how terrible it is in another clip. So let's watch this. Remember, he's not the immigration minister. He doesn't know anything about this. He doesn't even know anything about his own portfolio, but it's the best you've ever seen.
Merci pour la question, Mr. Speaker. Let me be very clear. Canada has one of the most robust immigration refugee protection system in the world. The Immigration Refugee Board is the gold standard by which adjudication are made towards refugee protection. As a country that is a signatory to the Refugee Convention of 1951, it's important that we have full faith in our system, Mr. Speaker. The IRB does adjudicate and ensures that those who are inadmissible, those who are ineligible to seek asylum, do not go forward, and those who are deemed to be clear refugees do get asylum.
Okay, we could only wish for 1951. Isn't it great that we're following rules from 1951 in 2026, you guys? Like, you think the world has changed a little, Gary, in those
we're not taking
decades?
Korean War refugees anymore. Like, what is wrong with you?
Vietnamese boat people aren't being... The world has changed, Gary. The world has changed. And talk about tone deaf. This is one of the most pressing issues for Canadians because they've identified correctly that our massive increase in immigration has stressed our availability to buy affordable homes, to access healthcare, to allow our kids to get good educations. Immigration has negatively impacted all of those things. And yeah, Gary's like, oh, nobody does it better than us since 1951. Oh my God.
It takes like up to 2.5 years for your intake interview once you fraudulently claim asylum when you come into the country as a temporary foreign worker. And then it's years post that before you end up like with your review.
Well, and think of what the government has done in blowing open the door to LGBTQ refugees from the United States. They rolled out a red carpet for those guys. They come into Canada, they claim refugee status or asylum status. They get $80,000 a year just to exist in Canada and get access to our already overstressed healthcare system. That's what Gary is saying. Oh, we're doing just the best job. Aren't you, Gary? Aren't you?
Right.
Well, 80-year-old Canadians rot in hospital hallways without care. This is what they're prioritizing, the Liberals.
I'm a refugee. They won't let me play against girls. Like, we're not a real country.
We're not a real country. I'm an octogenarian and I have a bad hip. Here's MAID.
Right.
They offered me MAID.
Right. I have seasonal depression. Well, off to the suicide den for you. Like, this is crazy.
It is upside down world.
We've got this video from Michelle Rempel, if you wouldn't mind, Olivia. She says, she talks about the cost over just a few short years to deal with the asylum backlogs for Gary Anandasangaree's gold standard, best ever, best in the world. You've never even seen an immigration system so good. Canadian immigration system. Rempel will break it down for us.
Let's go.
Debunk some of the spin that the Liberals are using to defend the indefensible practice of giving failed asylum claimants better access to health care than Canadian taxpayers and providing two-tiered justice for non-citizens convicted of serious crimes. Let's start with health care benefits for failed asylum claimants. For starters, under the Liberals, the interim federal health program, the program that provides benefits to asylum claimants, has morphed well beyond its initial intent of providing care to a small number of legitimate refugees who are fleeing to Canada from war zones into a massive boondoggle that provides care to bogus asylum claimants. The cost of the program has ballooned too. Conservatives uncovered that under the Liberals, the overall cost of the interim federal health program has skyrocketed by over 1,000%, from $66 million to nearly $900 million a year.
$1 billion.
And it's projected to reach $1.5 billion a year. In fact, the Liberals have mismanaged the program so badly that they didn't give data to the Parliamentary Budget Officer on costs broken down by category. And right now, Liberals on the Health Committee are currently filibustering a motion that would ensure the government provides the PBO with this data. That's because, contrary to the Liberals' claims, Canada's asylum backlog has gotten worse. In fact, it hit a record 300,000 cases in December 2025, and massive numbers of people in that backlog will be found to have made bogus claims. This is no accident. It results directly from Liberal failures like lifting visa requirements on countries like Mexico with no safeguards to prevent bogus claims, and refusing to tighten border laws to stop illegal crossings and fraudulent asylum applications. Further, Conservative Order Paper question number 556, for those of you who want to look at this, asked how many failed asylum claimants remain in Canada since 2020 alone. To give you a sense of the scope of the problem of the government giving health benefits to failed asylum claimants, the data in this order paper question showed that adding up the Refugee Protection Division and Refugee Appeal Division decisions shows that 86% of rejected claimants during this time period remain in Canada, or about 86,000 people. This aligns with recent government data showing that of at least 500,000 undocumented individuals in Canada, plus millions of people on expired or soon-to-expire work and other temporary permits, and thousands of failed asylum claimants, the Liberals oversaw the removal of only about 22,000 people last year. The government lacks both the operational capacity and the political will to accelerate deportations of non-citizens with no legal right to remain. So instead of removing them from Canada, they're providing better access to healthcare to failed asylum claimants than to Canadians. That is unfair, both to Canadians who have paid into the system their whole lives, as well as legitimate refugees. At a time when 6 million Canadians can't even find a family doctor and wait times to see a specialist have hit nearly 30 weeks, and nearly 24,000 Canadians died on wait lists in 2024-25, not a single non-citizen without a legal reason to be in Canada should receive better health care than Canadian citizens. Rejected asylum claimants should be removed from Canada instead. During the time that they are awaiting removal, which should be far faster than the pace the Liberals are currently on, their health benefits should be restricted to emergency life-saving care.
Yes, girl, all day, every day. You shouldn't be able to walk into Canada and get breast implants if you're a trans guy from the United States, and yet that's what's happening here. Actual women can't get breast health care in Canada.
Right.
And yet we are inviting LGBTQIA refugees from the United States to gobble up those resources. And the Liberals are doing nothing. And you know, she said something in there, Sheila can read, and tell me if you caught this. She mentioned Mexico specifically.
Cartel members. I wrote
all
it
of a
down.
sudden,
Cartel members from Mexico.
Girl, right here in the little notepad, cartel members from Mexico, because all of a sudden they would have a great big amount of pressure coming from the United States and the Mexican military, and they need somewhere to go. Well, guess who has an open door policy? Canada.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. 86% of people deemed fit for deportation remain within our borders.
300,000 person backlog. These are people who are not being vetted. These are people who are not being scrutinized. These are people that are here already.
And she cited other numbers of people who just come here and who have disappeared. So that's just the asylum claimant system. Then she says, like, there's 500,000, I think, people just came here on a temporary work visa evaporated, and they just stayed, or came here as students and they just stayed.
Imagine the cost to the Canadian taxpayer to support that many immigrants that should not be here. Imagine. It's staggering.
Well, and this is why ICE has that one-time payment if you self-deport. I love the ICE social medias. And this is what they have. Leave on your own terms with $2,600 and a free flight for you and your family. You self-deport. There's an app. You sign yourself up to self-deport. They give you the money. You get on the flight. You go back where you came from. Or they can come and arrest you like a dirtbag and haul you off to cells.
Right.
Yeah, there's the app. You just go, you download it, you set up your appointment to self-deport. They give you a teddy bear, you get money, you go on a nice flight home.
Oh,
Otherwise, you go
look
home
at
in
all the languages.
shackles.
Yeah, and it's in all of, like, the languages from their home countries. What is this? This is
Yeah,
Spanish and something and something and something. I don't know
yeah,
what those other languages are. If somebody in the chat could
yeah,
help me out. My good. It's like download the deportation app.
yeah.
Just yeah, go home. Just 1-800 go home
For free. They
for
send you back
free.
on a really nice flight. Otherwise, you're going up those stairs to the airplane in shackles. I also love those photos too. But I
So do
also love
I.
I do like seeing them like, here's your teddy bear, here's your money. Bye.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that
actually
because it's
it's
cheaper.
well, of course it is. Instead of deploying all of the resources behind going and having to catch these people, I mean, it's a practical plan. We should do that
Yes.
in the new country.
What you just watched is a clip from our daily interactive live news and opinion show. It's called Rebel Roundup. It airs Monday through Friday, 11 Mountain, 1 Eastern. Make sure you're subscribed and that you click the bell to never miss when we go live.